Anyway, Abs, after that little predicament, set number 2 for the night. La Bomba Prodigios versus the Jacked Martins. This one will be interesting. Anyone who hasn't tuned into the podcast, the nightly podcast, may not be aware about the fact that La Bomba does have 2 members serving a ban at the current minute. So, I don't know who they're using. I think I heard around the traps that there will be a Chakra Demon and maybe a Klax, a YT Klax.
Nice.
So that's interesting. Glad to see that the game could go ahead. Jack Martins, of course, have been looking pretty promising leading in from the off season. So I'm excited to see how this goes.
I love the Jack Martins logo so much. It's not even the Huncules. I think it's the text of the Jack Martins, just the strong arm emoji for Jay. That's fantastic work. There's probably a particular man who has done that artwork, and he has done fantastically.
Yeah, I mean, shout out to Gangster Sexy on all the work. To be honest, he's done a lot of really good logos, titles, emblems. He's doing a lot of work behind the scenes. I mean, most of what you're looking at right now, all these graphics, these team lists, they are all by Gangster Sexy. So he's done a really good job here for the OCLs. We look at the Jack Martins and the man himself, Jack Martin, in the solo lane, Clouty in the jungle, Nan middle, the Belly support, and Furin ADC. Pretty solid team. I think that these guys are contenders for those top positions in the league.
I'd say it's a pretty stacked team. A lot of these players have played before. Furin obviously a very strong character in the duo lane. He's been there for a while, and he's shown why he deserves to have a spot on the Jack Martins roster. Clouty, very strong player. We see him a lot in the OCL in, I think, nearly every season. So, again, they've got a very stacked roster, a very strong roster, as we can see by their logo. So, I'd love to see what they can do up against the boys of La Bomba. I'm excited.
Yeah, so am I. We will have a look at the La Bomba boys now. There we go. Aries Gamer, YT in the solo lane, overdosed on Milo jungle, Chakra Demon in mid, every support, and YT Klax in the carry role. You know what I'm seeing right here? I'm seeing a lot of YouTube content. This is the content creators team. Hopefully a couple of little montages will be posted after this set. We can see a little bit of behind the scenes, cross my fingers. Toxic Venom, Bamboy, and Chigo all subs. I'm not sure how that works when teams are only led 2 subs, but apparently they got 3. I do know that Bamboy and Chigo are the 2 players currently serving bans. So Klax and Chakra Demon, I believe, are the ones stepping in for this set. There's a very interesting team, La Bomba. I thought that they played really well during relegations. They really brought it to a lot of the higher up teams. So I'm excited to see what they can make of the league itself.
Well, as people have seen in our relegations, I believe La Bomba did knock out the Pretty Boys. I believe it was the Pretty Boys. Correct me if I'm wrong, Lap, but I do believe that La Bomba really gave it to them, and they've really earned their spot serving the time in week one of the OCL. So glad to see them on this roster. I think that their subs in this game thus far, Klax and Chakra Demon, are almost new to the OCL. So really keen to see what they can bring to this roster. I think there's one man to be talking about on this roster, and it has to be overdosed on Milo. Very strong showing in the relegation, and I'm even more excited to see what he brings this week. He's my man of the match.
Yeah, you are correct. It was Pretty Boys that they knocked out. I mean, a lot of people, me included, thought that the Pretty Boys would be the ones advancing, and then, I mean, La Bomba really just kind of took it to them. It was a very interesting set to watch, and like I said, we'll be excited to see what La Bomba can manage to do in the actual season. And I mean, if this is me, I am kind of looking at overdosed on Milo in the jungle. I think that every single game he's played so far, he's looked really good. He's had a lot of really strong picks. He's played the Thor especially. I'm not too sure if he'll be allowed to get it this set, but I do think that he can be quite the playmaker for La Bomba, and I am excited to see what it is that he decides to bring to this match.
If Jack Martins have done their homework, I'm sure they can really slow down the amount of pressure he can bring to the map. That being said, he can't do it alone. There are some known players on the Bomber that can really bring it to the team of the Jack Martins. So I really want to see Chakra Demon. I think this is perhaps his OCL debut, if not a regular season debut. We've seen obviously a lot of players in the relegations, but not in the week one of these OCL matches. So, hey, I think that they can really bring it to the Jack Martins. Obviously, it's a lot of known players in both of these games. So, seeing them up against each other for the first time is something that hasn't been seen before. So, welcome to our next games of week one of the OCL.
Yeah, I do believe Chakra Demon did play in the relegations. I think in the first match. I'm not too sure if he played the second one. I remember watching him play Merle and he looked quite good on it. So I'm excited to see what he is. I don't believe he is main roster. I do think that Golden Bamboy is main roster now. Obviously, Bamboy serving out that 2-week ban. I'm not too sure exactly what that was for. Any announcements are in the Smite OCL competitive server if anyone wants to look into that. Either way, Chakra Demon playing the set. Excited to see what it is that he will do. As we're just waiting here. I don't think we're quite ready to get into picks and bans just yet.
Still waiting for a bit of a spectate. That's all right. Both of these teams, getting ready for their next games. I don't know, purely based off player names, it's going to be hard to give this to a particular team. I think everyone in OCE can attest to a lot of the player skill, but it's hard when you have to look at both teams as a blank image and say who's winning this match. Picks and bans aside, so there are a lot of strong players on La Bomba. We did see them play very well in all of their weeks of relegations. Obviously, making it through to the OCL was a huge achievement. So, look, I think if they really prioritize some strong picks for Overdose and Milo and work around what he's able to bring to the squad, I think that they have a very strong chance. And as their name suggests, maybe looking for some pyromancers, get that bomb online and sieging these towers, getting their gold lead, I think is probably the way that they're going to win this match. Hopefully, we don't see as many fire giants fall as we did in the first game tonight. So, hey, I want to see him use this bomb and use it well.
Yeah, is that actually what the name is? Is that what it's about? Is the Pyromancer bomb? Because that's funny as.
I'd love if it was, Lath. I hope so. Maybe we might need a clarification from the boys of the Bomber, but hey, maybe we'll see it. Who knows?
Still waiting here for PMBs. I'm not too sure what's happening with the spectator. We're having a couple of difficulties tonight, but we power through. We power through.
Let's hope for not another DQ. That would be nice tonight to end our Sunday nights here in the OCL Season 4. Spectating has had a lot of issues, so it's all right. Not much we can do about it, gentlemen. So we will be patient and we'll get there eventually.
Yeah, I think this is more of a Smite issue than a player issue, to be fair. So we'll power through it. I'm sure it'll be no issues at all. We always could go back and look at Smite OPL. I'm just saying. There we go. Let's get picks and bans going. That would be very handy.
I think that's right. We can get more conclusive analysis if we could get some of these picks and bans up, but we'll see how we go with that. Gives us, something that we can really attest to these teams and see what they can bring. Obviously, picks and bans is a very, 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 very important thing that brings these teams wins. So I don't know. I don't really know what each team are looking for. As you said, La Bomba, Overdust and Milo is a very strong player on the Thor. So if it can be prioritized for them, maybe we can see them picking that in their first slot. But hey, I guess we'll take it over to picks and bans and see what we get.
Yeah, 1 second here is unfortunately we can't see these. There we go. We've flicked the old eyes on. And it will start with a Vimana ban. Interesting to see. Vimana's copped quite a few nerfs up to this point, and we're still seeing a lot of prioritization for him. He was picked in one of the games and then banned in the next one, has been banned in this one. Are we thinking this is more of a solo ban or a jungle ban right now, as we do see the Afro ban too?
I think Vamana can go both ways. He's such a flexible character right now that, let alone the bans, he can just kind of go wherever he wants and do well with it. I do think he is working better in the solo lane compared to the jungle, but each player is going to play him differently, so we'll need to see it in game. Fortunately, we won't this time around. As Aphrodite is also a very picked end ban character. We see her a lot in the SPL. Funnily enough, we don't see her a lot in the OCL. So seeing her here is maybe a bit of a target ban. Maybe La Bomba are paying close attention to the SPL. Still good to see it banned. 2 major ports banned from La Bomba.
Yeah, it is also the Hell ban coming out. So La Bomba really taking away those magical supports. Maybe they're pulling a shank and they're going to ban 2 mage supports and then pull out the Yamoja when there's nothing left to contest her.
I think so. I think that OCE have a bit of struggles using the mage support, but if teams are going to ban it, we could also see it as a little hint of a throwaway ban just to keep some of those more priority picks open. Obviously, we don't really know what both of these teams are going to draft just yet, but getting the major ports out of the way is probably a good step into building a good draft, and a draft that isn't going to get mad by the end of the game with the amount of crowd control that some of these majors bring. Is Thorban from Jack Martins is really going to probably target Overdust and Milo. We could see it as 2 target bans for Overdose. So, hey, there's Thor gone.
Well, we did say that he looked really good on the Thors in previous matches. This is a Circuit ban, so that is probably 3 bans in the way of Milo.
I think that's probably what you need to do. We saw him such a strong character in every relegation game. He was able to control the early game, especially in not totally familiar what team it was against, but he used that Thor very, very, very well to bring it to the late game. And it's not really a pick that can do that very well. So I think just a very strong player with Overdose and Milo. So I'm glad that the Jack Martins have kind of, as I said, done their homework into this pick and really targeted them out, because it's going to be a very defining factor of the Bombers' win if they are able to get Milo on a pick that he knows and loves. So Jack Martins, again, doing their homework. Well done.
Yeah, Money Carus ban. We did say last time that it's pretty much a must ban from second pick at the current minute. The pick is just so strong, brings so much duo pressure, so much area damage as well late game. That ultimate as well makes him so hard to deal with. You know, you got 4 seconds of being completely untargetable while you do so much freaking damage right now. So he must be banned from second. I do like this. Does leave a couple things open. I mean, we saw the Bakasura last match pop off really hard. The Yamoja as well was also pretty good. I don't know if Milo plays Bakasura. I do know that Efri likes that Yamoja, as it is a Guan Yu for Jack Martin of the Jack Martins. And I think that's a pretty solid first pick. Good CC, team healing, prot shred. It's just an all-round good solid pick out of the solo lane.
I don't think you can go wrong with a Guan Yu ever. He can be countered. There are a few picks, namely Hades, that really get to him in lane. But right now, Guan Yu's being used as kind of diving in and out of his front line and back line. He's a very mobile character, so being able to heal his teammates as well as put the pressure on with a cavalry charge is something of relevance. I agree with you, Lath, that the Marticarus ban is very important from the second pick. He honestly is a Rama with a bit less of an ultimate in terms of staying up in the air. Does a lot more damage, but he can really put a lot of pressure on the dual lane. So glad to see him go, as we see again Bakashira and Hachiman picked up for La Bomba.
Well, yeah, it is that Bakasura pick. I was mentioning I'm very excited to see what Milo can do on this after seeing how well Dookie was doing. And then the Hachiman as well. We also saw Chompy really pop off on the Hachiman. You know, they saw Guan Yu. They say, we see your horse, we'll raise you another one.
Here's another horse. I think maybe it's a way to get away from that. That's another thing on my bingo card is a bit of a horse race. Maybe Guan Yu on the cavalry charge, chasing the Hachiman from the mounted archery. Maybe we might see it the other way around. Who knows? But
Which which horse is faster? I'm actually quite curious about this. Are they the same speed?
I'd want to say mounted archery would be a bit faster.
It does feel like that ability will be a lot faster. Guan uses a little bit slower, kind of like sits in a back line, kind of gives him time to slash around on people. I do think that mounted archery is a little bit quicker. I'm very excited to see both of these ultimates hopefully go off at the same time, as it is an elephant hover, the Ganesh. Very, very powerful team fight. This is even more prod shred. When you put out those Dharmic pillars, you walk over that line, plus the Tower Assault from the Guan Yu, we could be seeing some true damage here.
I think true damage is something that could happen. Bakashira can do a lot of work into a Ganesh. Obviously, the Ganesh can stun him and knock him up in one of his abilities, so that's probably going to slow him down a little bit, but not much peel coming to the Bakashira. Bakashira can still do a lot of work into all three of the picks from the Jack Martins, but hey, we still don't know their other picks yet, so it'll be interesting to see what they want to pick up to counter the Baka. As I said, as we both said so far, is Milo is a very strong player, and if he's allowed to do a lot of these things that he has been doing in terms of mid pressure and getting his farm up online real quick, it's going to be a bit of a problem for Jack Martins.
Yeah, it is the Rama pick on the back end. We did see this matchup in the previous match. Hachiman into Rama. Hachiman was getting the better of it. I do think it was a lot from the assistance of that Yamoja, as it is a Hercules for La Bomba to finish out their top three. It's hard. I do think La Bomba may have gotten away with a slightly better top three, just in regards to how strong the Baka Hachiman is right now. I think the Ganesh is always very good. The Guan is always very good, but I do think the Baka Hachiman may just have a slight bit of an edge.
I think in some of these team fights, with how safe Hachiman is on the mounted archery, very easy for him to either engage or disengage. So it is a safe pick. I'm glad it's being picked in the first three, because it's hard to really draft around him. Jack Martin's obviously having quite a tanky composition so far. They picked up the solo laner, picked up their support. They've only really got their carries to go. Rama, obviously, a very strong character in terms of staying safe as well as the Hachiman. Going up into the air is going to last out that regurgitate cooldown. So if he can stay in the air and kind of avoid a lot of the damage that La Bomba are bringing out, I think it's going to buy a lot of time for Jack Martins. So I'm excited to see what they want to do with the rest of the draft. Merlin ban from the Jack Martins. Obviously, La Bomba need a lot of magical damage so far, so getting rid of a premier mid laner is a way to start.
Yeah, Nemesis ban on the other side. I wonder if that's more of a target ban towards Clouty. I do think he is a fan of this pick. I think I've seen it a couple of times before, so maybe La Bomba done a little bit of research. Unless maybe they're thinking about sending this Hercules over to support and getting the Squid solo. Could always be on the cards in a Nemesis, a known counter into it. We'll have to wait and see where La Bomba decide to take their draft from here.
I think that's right. And Cthulhu is someone who can be shredded down by Nemesis very fast. So it going away leads to me to believe that the Cthulhu will not be shown in this game if Wax Python isn't anything to go by. But hey, Yu Huang also banned from Jack Martins. Again, that strong mid lane damage that La Bomba really need to stay safe. So it's going away. Won't see it this game. So still another ban from La Bomba to come out. I think what they need to be looking at banning is, again, any other mid lane that they don't really want to play. But it goes to the Kali. Kali is going.
The Kali's interesting. I'm not too sure about this one. As I said before with the Nemesis, it's probably more of just a Clouty target ban. I don't know about the Kali target, but either way, the Merlin as well, I have just realized it is Chakra Demon. I did say earlier on that Chakra Demon did look very good on the Merlin in these previous games, so Maybe both teams doing a little bit of research here.
I think so. I think that there's a lot of content to be had in the OCL so far. So from nearly every team bar the threats, there is some homework to be done, and I'm glad both teams have done that thus far. There are still a lot of picks open in both of these drafts. So Agni is one of them that I would see. Surprised he's not banned from either team, but he does get picked up from the Bomba.
Yeah, I like the Agni pick. Good area damage, good strong self peel with that large area stun. Very easy to confirm, and just a safe dash. They trickle a lot of damage into anyone who's trying to chase them. So I like the Agni pick. That's interesting. That is a Zeus and an ESET hover.
Electric justice.
These indeed hovers. Not a bad pick for both of them, but don't really know where the ESET is going to go. It's very strange from the Jack Martins. They have some tech we don't know about.
They have elected to not have a jungler and to run double mid. This is an interesting strategy. We'll have to see if it pays off for him.
Wow, week 1 of the OCL season 4 is being very high octane thus far. I don't really know where these teams are going to go, but where's this ESET going to go?
Well, Abs, now that I think about it, I do remember seeing in the SPL a couple weeks back a Sino ESET jungle.
Okay.
Considering what we're looking at here, I have to assume that that's what we're looking at. Otherwise, it's got to be maybe a Guan jungle, an ESET support, and a Ganesh solo. Maybe, but I mean, honestly, I did see an ESET jungle in the SPL. I'm kind of leaning towards maybe that being it. I'm not too sure what Clout normally plays. He is known to dabble into a bit of spice. So, Yamoja, the final hover here. I did say before that Every is a big fan of the Yamoja. Very intrigued to see how that one goes. I have to assume that it will be getting locked in here.
I'd say so. They need something to stop the damage that the Jack Martins have left. There's a lot to talk about here as the Emoji is locked in. There is a lot that the Jack Martins can do into a Bakashira, namely. They can throw down the Zeus ult, they can throw down the ESET ult, Rama can go up into the air, Guan Yu cover tries to stun him out of his damage. There's just so much that they've done to counter the comp of the Bomba. In saying that, Yamoja is someone who can kind of split the fight and stop them from doing that a lot. I think the Bomba, if they want to take W here, really need to play around the Bakashira cooldown of Regurgitate and go in very specifically on their targets. If they can call the targets nicely, I think that they can come away with the win. But Jack Martins have a very unique roster, but I think they've done well to counter out what the Bomber have brought. So, hey, I'm all for it.
Yeah, look, I mean, looking at it, I think I got to lean towards the Jack Martins. I'm a big fan of the Zeus Ganesh combo. The Guan Yu's such good dive. The ESET's a little bit odd. Like I said, I think this is going to be a jungle. I mean, I don't hate it. Yeah, it's got a lot of area damage. It's got a lot of CC as well. Big heal, good control. I mean, I think the Jack Martins are going to be looking to just rip objectives with this comp, right? Between the Dharmic Pillars and the Circular Protections. Could be really hard. La Bomba going to have to keep their map stand on.
I think so. I think the Bakashira needs to get online early. It is hard for him to do that without a Regurgitate, but if they can get the knowledge of the map online and trade out objectives, I think it's going to keep him in the game long enough for that said Bakashira to be doing work. That being said, I got to give credit to the Agni Umoja duo. I think Agni is someone that can stop a lot of what Zeus does by fighting fire with fire. Ironically, actually with fire from Agni. Stunning out Zeus from his damage and not letting him get it off before he dies is something that's very strong. And as you said, Laf, the self peel that he can bring is going to be very good. Looking at the rosters again, I think it's going to be hard for him to do what he does, though, with an ESET silence, a Ganesh silence. Agni very reliant on his abilities to do work. So if the Jack Martins can get into this game early and get it started, I think La Bomba are going to have a bit of trouble.
Yes, well, Abs, there's been a lot of talk from us here on the desk, but I do think it is time to throw it over. We've got a couple of casters mosey on in. We will be throwing it over to Simply and Chompy for game number 1.
Oh, thank you, Lath and Abs. That was some phenomenal desk work. Can we get a shout out to them? Alright, it is me, Simply, and Chompy here to bring you the game of Jack Martins versus La Bomba. Chompy, what do you reckon about these team comps?
Yeah, don't mind it. Excited to cast the first game for tonight. Look, it looks good. I like the Cloud T going to his interesting moves already. Sino has shown this one though, so can never be unique anymore these days. 10 seasons down. But
And he's got a first blood already.
Does he? Oh wow, he does. I think the Bakasura is good as well. I think Milo is kind of their way through this one. Get on the back of him and play off him. So I think it can go both ways. But this is a beautiful start for La Bomba.
Yeah, no, Cloud already off the mark. That is some fantasy points claimed for him. I do believe you do get a bit of bonus for first blood. So just remember that for your games coming up. And
Well, I hope when I can play, I can get first blood.
yeah, I hope you do as well. Maybe they're in combat pause right before it.
Oh, anyway,
Oh,
some
that's a
good
good
show
one.
action here. I think. That's supposed to be Rama ADC on the left, but yeah, Rama Ganesha is obviously going to out pressure a Yamoja. Oh, actually, they're pretty even lanes. I feel like they can go both ways, so it's interesting to see how that one goes towards the Jack Martins. See if they can keep some of this pressure. And now Cloud's come across for the shield buff. They should have a lot of pressure on this duo lane side, which is an important place to start around, but especially having that early kill in solo.
Looks like Cloud has gone in on the support here. I don't know if anything's really going to happen. It looks like more just a shield buff and leave. But Jack Martin has just unced that wave in solo lane and is about to take that cooldown buffer. Here we see Cloud just mopping up the shield buff, and then 1v2's Chakra Demon. He's taking a spill. Now Overdose on Milo looks like he's running him down off
Man, so
screen.
low, very good. We saw the health bar on the left there. He was very low, but he has fallen for the 2v1. Honestly, still worth for Nan, I think.
Yeah, Cloud still
getting
just
away
a
with
third
that.
duo laner here, really. Maybe,
Yeah,
maybe
not-
this is what the ESET is here for, just be a trio duo lane.
I mean, yeah, like getting the first blood's obviously huge, and there's already a comeback chest that's already been stolen. But yeah, this is more like of not an initiate, just like you said, kind of that support character. ESET really good at controlling the map and fighting well. She's got good CC. The gank's a bit interesting, but her ult's always very powerful on objectives too. So definitely has her place on the team. Maybe jungle is a bit weird, but I'm sure Clouty can make it work if anyone can.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind him maybe go farm a bit, because he is 2 levels down, 3 minutes in. Yeah,
With
he
the
may have
first
gotten
one.
his duo lane a bit of a lead, but he has also been just taking their farm as well and triple splitting it, which is not really what you want to do. This Barkasaur is already 5, already has that regurgitate up. So he just stole away back camp solo side as well. So he's looking to be proactive. So it'll be interesting to see where Overdose on Milo tries to take his lead. Maybe he brings that across to the duo lane.
Yeah, Milo just really abusing the fact that Cloud spent so much time in duo lane. He's got to eat up all that farm, and now he gets to back and get all his farm in his own jungle. Yeah, like you said, already level 5, got that Golden Blade online. It can really start looking to get involved here. Maybe, like you said, Zeus can't be crippled anyway, so if you're going to kill him, you're probably going to kill him without the ult. Maybe look towards that Rama, try and force something in that duo that got a little bit ahead, but honestly, the ADCs are on level with each other.
Yeah, I feel like Yamoja Hachi kind of just have like a chill laning phase regardless, right? I don't think either of them can really get picked unless something really goes wrong. And we see a little bit of a grouping around mid lane at the moment. Right mids are up, left mid's already done, but Barkasaur kind of looking for the belly here. The belly kind of looking like a snack. There's
I would
the
pause here if I
regurgitate.
was Bella. But a massive re-engage, yeah, Bella really baiting himself up there, forcing the Barker ult, and then with the Zeus ult and the EZ ult, it's a really easy turn with the Ganesha pillars trapping him in. I think that's a really important thing that's going to happen. Or can he get the detonate charge off in time? Cloud's going for it, and he will
Where did
fall
the
to
Agni
the tower.
go? Did that Agni just get deleted?
I think that's a big part of this comp, this core 3, the ultimates all working together. It's going to be a lot of just field clear like that. Like, you can't escape the Ganesha pillars without taking a bunch of damage, and if you stay in there, those ults are going to chunk you down. So I think this mid 3 from Jack Martins here is really strong, and their team fight's going to be really tough to play into.
Oh, 100%. That's a solo kill for Jack Martin on Aries Gamer YT. That one's not going up on the YouTube channel. But Jack Martin flexing his muscles on this Hercules. Wow, wow, wow.
Just showing the dominance, really, in solo lane, just teaching him a lesson. You try and step to Jack Martin, you see what happens right there.
Yeah, I feel like Aries
Not
Gamer
many
probably
live
should have paused right before that.
I would
death.
have paused. I would have
Yeah.
paused personally. Maybe, is this a banned skin?
I think that
I
Guan Yu skin's not allowed, but anyway,
Yeah,
it's a 2-level lead in the solo lane now for Jay Beto. Oh, sorry, for Jack Martin. And we know he is quite the dominant solo laner. So getting him that lead early on, kind of just let him run the game, and I wouldn't be surprised if this game's already over in Jack Martin's favor.
Pick like Guan Yu as well, you can run the game with this if you get ahead early. That ult is so potent as always in these team fights, such a short cooldown too. The healing's always of note as well. If you're already winning this mid 3 so strong with this ultimate combo, and your side lanes are getting ahead as well, I mean, it's going to be a long day at the office.
Yeah, for sure. And I wouldn't mind seeing Martins look towards the gold tree. They have a really good comp of burning objectives and securing them as well. And we are seeing them group around the Fury now. So perhaps they are looking for the pull.
Yeah, nice little interesting start. You know, get involved early, get that lead pumping, and try and just make this game over as quick as you possibly can. E-set ult, like I mentioned, super impactful when trying to secure these objectives.
Good to see Bakasura beating the Zeus ult to get away there. And it looks like it's just a clean disengage from Jack Martins. Bomba tried to contest the gold tree, but you're never really going to out-secure a circle of protections there. And the Ganesh pillars as well were also used. And it looks like YT Klax could be getting caught as well.
Yeah, pushing up quite high, but he's pretty safe under the tower. Clouty going to show face, but look, once that ult's dropped, E-set still has the silence, still has the sun, but it might be hard to kill without that ultimate, that big burst damage to really secure it off at the end. So just taking that gold and resetting. And Milo, once again, just looking to punish Clouty on this duo lane presence he's getting. Just stripping his jungle away and getting as much as possible as to keep his team in this one.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of what Milo's been doing this game. Obviously, he's looking to farm up as much as he can, and he's also been looking for picks as well. I haven't really seen any Bakasuras at all this season do well, so maybe he's trying to pull this pick back and trying to show that it's actually a good meta option.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen a few bans of the Bakasura. I think there was It's a Wonderful Day for Pi. They played their game already, I think. I'm not too sure.
Oh, they did. I believe they won.
Yeah, so I think there was a few Barker involvements there in the picks and ban scenes of it. As we cut away to a quick pause here, trying to sort out some issues. But yeah, I think this Bakasura, look, it's a hyper carry god. We've seen them for years, the Mercuries, the Carlys, the Barkers. They really just need to farm up, get that build online, and hope they can 1v5 come late game. And really just push that ahead.
Yeah, it would definitely be really interesting to see him dive this Zeus later on, because this Zeus is already 2 levels up on the Agni. He already has that Desu online, which makes him extremely potent. He might already be building into that second flat pen as well. As we are back into the game here, and Klax is looking to get caught and put in the grave.
Absolutely detonated. Ram snipes as well coming on that Umoja. It's going to leave her one shot, and she's going to fall to the Clouty there as well. It's looking like a lot of pressure in this duo lane, and while Milo's doing well to kind of control the solo side of things, Beto's doing well enough to just hold his own over there. You know, he's actually a level up. He got his solo kill too. He might be losing a lot of his jungle, but there's still so much pressure over there for him to just really get away with this and mitigate what the Bakasura is trying to get, whilst Jack Martins are getting away with everything in this duo side.
Yeah, I do kind of feel bad for this Umoja here. You see, Efri, he's new to the league, I believe, and he was trying his best to help out his ADC, but unfortunately he kind of got split up there, and they went their separate ways, and ultimately they met back up in base. So, maybe next time he doesn't get as unlucky there, and he gets to actually help out his ADC instead of them running away. But, yeah, it's good. It's good to see.
Yeah, I mean, you see him there stealing away one of the oracles. That's just good for control and tempo there, not giving away that free vision. He's doing his best out there, what he can do. He's got the cloak online as well. So maybe he can get a few of those stacks online. But look, as well, this is the first week and they are already having to play with some subs after relegation. So, you know, what they're versing here is a top 5 team. So
I
it's
believe
definitely
they are
a
a
tough
top
one to
8
beat.
team, actually.
Yeah, top 8 for Jack Martins. Expecting big things. I think they can make top 8. But
Possibly.
yeah, look, it's always a tough matchup here. You know, you got seasoned veterans like Nan and Furin in this game, so
Oh,
it's
that
a
is
tough
a-
matchup to have with some subs.
That's a staple name of the scene. Is
he
Nan
gets
is being aggressed on here, and he's just getting to walk away. Actually, some
Criminal,
appeal
okay.
by Belly. Oh, what a bomb by Chakra Demon! But Jack Martin's rotation is too much for La Bomba here. That is 2 taking a spill right now. Aries game of White Tea getting absolutely just decimated by Clout. That is a 3rd for Martins. This tower could be going down. This Pyromancer could be going down. Gold could be going down. It's so many options on the table, Chompy.
Going for the kill, I looked at it, but Chakra Demon playing too smart there. He's not going to risk his life for a tier 1 tower. It looked like Jack Martins there was setting up for a Pyromancer, and Nan kind of just got caught in mid lane, not with the rest of the team, but he lived for so long there. The shell was huge to keep him alive. He had a good beads and good pathing through all the ultimates, but that bomb over the wall was too much. I would personally combat pause if I saw a bomb above me, but obviously Nan's not thinking about that, so he's just, you know, trying to live as long as possible and get as many cooldowns off the table. Oh, Fury.
Furin taking the 1v4 right now. He's forced the shell. He might actually get something out of this. See what it comes down. Good stun by Efri. And Milo will pick up Furin there. That is a huge kill for this Barcasseur. Might even be a gold tree pause. Well, it is, but Nan is in the area.
Lurking around the corner, he's ult up.
Agni clearing back camps over Gold Fury right now. It's a bit of a question mark. He still isn't there.
They're getting weak, he's ult up.
Big Zeus ult. He's got 1.
He's got 2.
2. He's got the Gold Fury.
Oh, no, he
Bomba
didn't. He
got
didn't.
the Gold Fury.
Very nice. I mean, stick to the call. You 50-50 it. You might lose. Oh, Jack Martin going to rotate as well and get a free pick up there. Was that toxic just then?
I mean, that's just Jack Martin in a nutshell. Whenever he leaves his lane, he is guaranteed to kill.
Oh, no, he
someone.
was backing. He was backing. I thought he was taunting. Anyway,
sorry, I didn't pick that up.
No, so look, it's a good pick on Furin there. You know, number 1 ADC's obviously got into his head. He's tried to ego fight the 4v1. It's a great punish there to get that XP onto their team, and the quick Gold Fury pull could have worked, but no zoning there as they were already weak after the fight. As you said, Agni had to go to the back camps because he was so low, but a lot of their DPS was slowed down, and oh, Milo, he said ult's going to pop him before he can get the kill. Look, it's good that they're trying to force stuff on the map when they're so far behind. That's the way back into this game, but not watching that Zeus on the corner there and just having that ultimate up to clean up shop. They did get the gold, but what did they cost in the process?
Yeah, maybe that's a worth call for them. You know, they got something out of it at least. You know, Nan did go huge. He got the double kill. He could have got gold as well, but Bomba too good on the secure job. And now it's kind of just a bit of a lull in the action. Everyone's just trying to farm up, try and get those 3rd items online. We see this Zeus has a tier 2 item ahead of Agni right now, so he's going to be quite a problem. Bele just kind of messing around with him right now. Obviously, can't really do anything on his own. But
Yeah, just keeping the minions up.
maybe when Nan turns up, the wave will die, and then we'll get to see some more action.
Yeah, I mean, we're going to be looking at some probably pretty early fire giant pulls with this E set. They're trying to punish her in the jungle, but running away from the Ganesha ult, she's actually going to get picked off. Cloud there, running away from his team. The detonate charge there is going to clean up the trade, but he probably could have lived there if he ran towards his team, but trying to take it on himself. Maybe cheeky combat pause next time might help out, but for now we're just going to trade a few ults there, and Efri's going to get away there, saving his mid laner's life. Like you said, this Zeus is very far ahead. It's going to be tough to fight into it.
Yeah, some really good shutdown gold there for Milo. I think it is a worth trade taking out the 7-on-1 E set for yourself. So maybe he'll get that Kins online now a bit quicker, and then he'll actually start being able to compete with the Zeus. And honestly, I think Bele had a bit of a good fight there. We saw the pillars were a little bit off the mark, but then what was it? I don't know what Umoja 3 is called anymore. But yeah, we saw Riptide push Milo back into the pillars. And I thought it was a really smart play by Bele.
Look, unfortunate for Efri there. He thought the E-set might get away, so he tried riptiding it back in, but Milo was able to pick up that kill. And look, Bele did have a good ult if his team pathed towards him. You know, sometimes you're just not on the same wavelength. Clout running down on the map there just to get back to his base as quick as possible, where his team was coming from the top side there. So honestly, Bele, I don't think he can do much more there. He couldn't get around the corner to shell in time. But yeah, look, just unfortunate from Hayden there, trying to secure that kill for his team, and yeah, not having the pause up maybe might have helped out.
You see, Pyromancer is about to spawn, and it's Bomba positioning around it, trying to get some priority wards out here. But Bele might have sniffed them out here. It looks like he's going fishing. But no,
I think honestly, this team's just trying to rip it themselves. They've got this early pressure. Ram is rotated across. Klax is going to get a free tower over here. They need to get this Pyromancer, but I think it's very good. They will with the Zeus secure, but oh, Furin picking it up? No. Oh, he did pick it up. Furin picked it up because he got stunned on top of it. But look, honestly, I like what Bomba is looking at. They need to force these objectives because that's the only way back into this game. You know, you'll eventually hit level 20 and get that gold on, but you need to kind of mitigate what Jack Martins are throwing at them before it gets to that stage.
Yeah, it's a 15-minute Fire Giant call. We got the Zeus, got the E-set. I don't really see them losing this one, to be honest. To the Ares game away team. They will
could have lost that.
But it's a Gold Fury trade on the other side of the map, so it's good to see the Bomber trying to be proactive. Jack Martin is storming it over right now. He might catch someone slipping. Maybe this Agni, because he's kind of lazy back right now. Oh, Jack Martin has changed his mind.
Jack Martin,
someone else.
He might not have seen the Agni there, but I mean, the combat pause was probably ready for that Agni in case he got engaged on. But Jack Martin may be biting off more than he can chew, but that's alright. He's a Guan Yu. He'll have that ult back up in 24 seconds anyway, so he can get away with things like that. And Klax here just looking back at splitting the map up here, even though this early FG is going to take down that tier 2
interesting
quite handily.
Bomb usage there from Furin. I feel like that tier 2 was guaranteed anyway, but Cloud and Jack Martin pushing down the mid Phoenix at just 16.5 minutes. This has been some utter domination, Chompy. Amazing Rivers Rebuke.
Very good Yamota.
Efri. Oh, he's owning Cloud right now. On
Wow.
his 1v9. Hey, if he had some backup here, that's a lot of kills. And there's one of them. Jack Martin takes a spill. This is some good fight back from La Bomba.
Efri doing so well there, and this whole time Klax has been split pushing. That was a 5v4, and Efri just did so well there. Of course, Jack Martin was being a menace for the backline, so they couldn't get in. They just had to take the kill on him instead. But Klax now trying to get his own Phoenix at 17 minutes. Kind of mental that they're at that stage in the game, but Hayden just doing his best while their team picks off the tanky solo lane that was in the backline.
Klax, I think he overestimated his abilities there, or maybe his teammates called out that the rest of them were coming. He went for the 1v1 that I don't think he could ever win. This E-set is huge. She's got Last Gasp online, Deso online, Tahuti online. I don't think she loses any 1v1 this game.
Look, honestly, sometimes as an ADC, as one myself, you got to damage check that, but Klax should know those basics do the same number every time. He could see he wasn't getting that in time. Maybe just need to run next time a little earlier. But if we look at the map state here, Martins have more tier 1s, but those Phoenixes are both chunked the same amount, and that is a better one for Bomba to have, that further away Phoenix from the Fire Giant. This dual lane pressure could be good for them if they can hold off this siege right now. This next Fire Giant could go huge, and they have kept themselves in this game to a degree.
Yeah, Jack Martin being quite a problem here. I don't think the Bomber can actually deal with him unless all 5 of them are there, and he's kind of just zoning all of them away from this tier 2 while Furin takes it out. That's tier 2 gone, and that is a Milo gone. What happened to him?
He got baited by the most lucrative item in Smite, the comeback chest, and it just really put him out of position. Efri now trying to come in to help Milo, now gets punished as well. And with 2 down, and FG still ticking, this could be a tough Phoenix to defend. Their siege was not the best siege defense.
Game, Chompy, they've just got a 3rd pick. They have the minions.
Honestly,
on the way.
I don't think it can be game. I think oh wow, there is no tier 2s up actually, but that Ace ult's not going to heal as much. If Chakra Demon gets picked here, maybe actually, but I think he can. Okay, well, I think he could defend the Titan room. These respawn times are pretty quick. I think they'll be able to get back up in time.
Yeah, good to see Jack Myers just disengage. Some pings on the gold tree there, even though it's not up for a little bit. They are low health bars though. If Overdose on Milo wants to come and head over perhaps, but no, he's just going to keep farming up. Does need that bubble online so he can actually dive backline and maybe do a bit more damage.
I think this gold time is too long. Maybe Milo can pick up the pyro here. That'll be really good for their tempo getting back into this one, because that gold is at the same time as FG. Okay. He did ult it, so that's a big cooldown. Bakasuro moderately useless without his ultimate. That's another good ult from downtown just to stop the steal there. Really good secure from the Bomba there.
That Pyromancer really had it coming there. It really had it coming. Those two ults tear it apart. And now we see Fire Giant is on the map. Gold has spawned. Furion is looking to 1v1 Clax here. He's hitting all his numbers. He's hitting his numbers. Can he do it? Oh, he's
Flows from the Astral Arrow was not enough, but this Fire Giant now is on a delay with the ADC over in duo lane there. With a Phoenix down, I don't understand why you're ever over there. I mean, maybe it's just the number 1 mentality. I'm missing out on something only being number 4. Maybe Furion knows something I don't, but I personally would be grouping up around this Fire Giant side, maybe getting involved a bit with my team. But that's right, they can pick up the Oni Fury here. That'll make this Fire Giant secure even easier.
A really good peel there by Efri, keeping away Jack Martin from his carries. And this will just be an Oni Fury free for Jack Martins. Then I'd assume they're heading up to Fire Giants. Yeah, YT Clax is ulting into the backline on his own.
I mean, good to know. They
health right now.
Nan on his own here with the other 2 carries on the Gold Fury. He could get punished. I really like Clax's idea there. Maybe a combat pause next time you're going to dash in there, just to tell the team what's going on, because he's actually the only one alive.
Alright, now I think it's game chompy. I like the idea behind Bomba trying to punish Jack Mines being so high up on the map, but I don't think they just had the numbers, and a Hachiman frontlining him, that'll be a deicide as Cloud picks up Clax in the end. 13, 2 and 6 on the E set jungle. Are we sure this isn't Sino in disguise?
Yes. I'm sure.
Okay.
We had to. We double checked. We made sure they were all in comms. We were very on top of it. This is Clouty. Just he's playing that good.
Yeah. Well, game 1 will go to Jack Mines. An absolute domination. 21.5 minutes. 26-5 were the kills. And I don't know where we go for game 2. To be honest, the Bomba try and just ban out the Guan Yu, ban out the E set. Where did they actually go from this?
Honestly, I don't think you can. I think the bans weren't too bad. There's just a lot of prior picks when people have comfort picks like this. I think you just have to either learn the meta gods and so you can ban the comfort picks and try and deal with the meta gods, or you just have to play your own game really, which I actually do admire from La Bomba there. No matter how far behind they got, they kept to their aggression, they kept to their map presence, and they tried doing some risky plays to maybe get back into the game, because if that 5v5s kept going just with the team comps, it wasn't going to go well. So it's good to see them try and forcing some stuff. But yeah, I don't know, pretty handily dealt with game from Jack Martins.
And now, without further ado, I think it's time to throw it back over to the desk.
We're having a break.
We're having a break?
Yeah, we're going to a break before game 2. We'll be back in a sec.
an Audio support and a Rama ADC. And on Jack Mines, we got a Fenris solo. That should be pretty interesting to watch. We got an Alquang jungle. We got Agni mid, a Kabrakan support, and a Hachi man ADC. No surprise there from Urin. Now, Chompy, what do you reckon about these drafts coming into the second game?
What are these drafts? There's so many. Like, there is only 6 bans in the first phase, yet there is so many high prio gods not in this lobby. I'm going to assume we had maybe a Hachiman first pick, or is Autoside always first pick? Anyway, a Hebo and a Rama taken pretty swiftly on the other side as well. But look, these team comps, they're interesting. Maybe this is a comfort thing with the Assassin mid. Maybe they're doing this just because they have a magical jungle, but as we saw last game, you can have 2 mages, it's all good. Risky positioning here from both teams being very low, but look, interesting drafts across the board. Not Furin. The Fenrir will get pretty countered by this RTO. Maybe that was the thought process, as well as Nard and Furin. But we've already seen some early kills across the board. Did we see who got first blood?
The Belay pick is for your fantasy draft. That'll be bonus points for you, I believe. That is a first blood on the support for Jack Mines. Enjoy those bonus points for your fantasy draft. And I believe took a spill to YT Clax after that, so he'll be racking up some numbers as well. So, all you fantasy pickers, I got you.
What is how do you get points in fantasy?
So I don't know if I should tell you about the points in fantasy, but I will. So there is a fantasy draft thing done for the SPL, and I believe they are just copying that. So if you really want to know, I want to really crunch the numbers and maybe do a little bit of unfair advantage in games, then I'll hold that thought though, as Clax is getting aggressive upon by Clout. I don't really know why Clout's here right now. I think Efri's way too good to die here. And
Oh no,
Jack
another
Mines
solo
with a
kill.
Solo kill?
Look, honestly, I'm just trying to do some thinking here, because like kills and stuff would obviously go to fantasy. I just think it's a bit unfair for teams that might only play 1 game. Not that that would ever happen, but I was just trying to figure out the math in my head, do some stuff like that. Do you get points for combat pausing, or?
I believe there is no points for combat pausing, because that is against the rules, Chompy.
Right, okay.
I think that might be the last time that it should be brought up, in my opinion, because, you know, it is against the rules.
Sorry, we shouldn't talk about rule breaking, because we're here with Clout T getting shield buff as an ADC main. That is a rule breaker for me. He should not be picking that up. That's for the Hunter.
Can we just talk about yet again Jay Beto, who's got yet another solo kill yet again? That is unheard of. I think every game I've seen him play, he's just soloed the other solo and gone, yeah, deal with me, I'm a problem.
Yeah, and look, that actually really helps out this team. If they can leave that solo laner kind of on his own island, and he can still get away with this and get involved, getting those early solo kills, it'll really allows Clatty to put this pressure into duo like he does. Getting this ADC ahead. Obviously, the number 1 ADC, he doesn't need help getting ahead, but it makes it really easy with Beto just cleaning up in solo. With Jack Martin cleaning up in solo. But on the contrary, this time we've got the Milo gank to duo. He does have ult up, but can he catch up to the horse? He does. Furin not fast enough on that horse. Maybe just not knowing the movement speed, which is interesting. But Milo going to pick up the double there as well. Bele just overextended on that tower. No ward vision here. And no help from Clouty this time around, just trying to get his own farm on the mid camps.
Jack Mine's shown they're allergic to water, and looks like Chakra Demon will just get soloed by Cloud T there. Cloud T is known for his Alquan. I'm very surprised I didn't get banned, to be honest. Maybe the Bomba haven't quite done their homework for this set. But anyway, going back to that dueling gank. Overdose on Milo looks like he's quite the proactive jungler in both games so far. He's been looking to cause some issues for Jack Mines, and that's a double kill in the duo lane. We should really set up Clax and Efri. Maybe try and get a foothold in this game on top of Furin.
Yeah, they've got the level lead right now, and Bracken going for this Cannoneer's first item. Definitely interesting one. It's just good to see Milo getting active. Oh.
Clout loses the 1v1 to the tier 1 tower. Fantasy point, guys, I'm sorry, but that'll be minus points, I believe, for a death. And it was a solo kill, so I don't know if that counts as additional or not.
Wow.
That's a big one.
Crazy to see, but what was I talking about? Yeah, Milo this game, similar to the Bakasura, Hebo similar in the vein that he is that hyper carry god as well. I've heard rumors that he's got 4 ultimates this god because all 4 abilities are just so potent late game, do so much. So it's really good to see him trying to get out there and active on the map and, you know, really try and play into this one. He does have the level lead against Clouty so far, but as we saw with the solo kill, Clouty is no slouch either.
I think Milo might be barking up the wrong tree here, going after Jack Martin. Jack Martin is quite the jacked guy. I don't think Milo wants anything to do with him here. And yeah, look, they're running away from him. They're scared of Jack Martin right now. As Efri has made a rotation out, and it looks like they've caught out Nan here. Good ultimate from the Tsukiyomi. Amazing stun back from Nan.
Audio keeping him in the cripple field.
Amazing CC chain there from Efri. And that'll be Nan taking a spill. That's actually a really good rotation out there from the Audio for La Bomba. And they're starting to get a bit of a roll going here, a little bit of a snowball potential.
Yeah, good cripple field there. Getting the beads out of him as well is always good. This Tsukiyomi still trying to get that Transcendence online, so those stacks may be a little delayed, which is, you know, how stacking items work. They're genuinely weaker at first, and once you stack them up, they're stronger. So he's going to have a little bit of a slower mid game compared to this Agni getting that pen on early so much. That pen online so much quicker. But yeah, look, it's good to get those kills while you can. That's what the assassin mid is for. You want to punish, you want to use that early damage. So good to see none getting punished, not getting away with as much anymore. 4-all on the score.
Yeah, just looking at builds right now, Chompion, I see Sigil from both solo laners. Now, I don't really know the solo meta too much right now, but both getting Sigil seems quite surprising to me.
I didn't know that was still an item, and I know nothing about solo, so no comment.
Looks like I think I just heard Furin screaming for ganks, and Clout has finally heard and it's come over.
As the number 1 ADC, he shouldn't need gank, so good to see Clouty just doing that proactively and coming over on his own to get that free kill there onto the Rama. Clax maybe pushing up a bit too far there. But look, yeah, good ganks there. Clout back to his ways of punishing that duo lane, even after Milo's hard work. We'll see how this one peters out over there.
Yeah, Milo hasn't given up. He's looking for Clout. Clout a little bit too slippery for the Hebo though. They might be caught in a bad position here as Nan doesn't quite have the stun for the Hebo there, but they've changed their eyes onto this Audio. Audio getting chunked out. She's very tanky right now. Kieran's opted for a different target and he might get caught. What is going on? Everyone's on different targets right now. I don't think they can make up their mind.
There. Interesting pathing coming into the fight late there, but yeah, Bomba only getting away with 1 casualty after all that. Efri way too strong for that, but they're actually going to counter with that Agni dash way too early. No, never mind.
Yomi only 1 hits the Kabrak, and that is unfortunate. That could have been a really good opportunity to turn things around again, but kind of just a lot happening, but nothing happening, if you know what I mean. Kind of a lot of missed abilities, a lot of different targets, and almost everyone just walks away.
Yeah, I feel like we already saw a Gold Fury by this point in the last game. With Klax getting picked up there in duo lane as well by the Clouty gank, you thought they could maybe get that pressure going again, but taking the fight there in the jungle and just not going on the same targets. Look, this is week 1. There's going to be some communication issues. They'll get on the right targets soon, and this team will be flying in no time.
Yeah, Jack Martin, he could smell this gank coming a mile away. He keeps himself safe away from that 3-man gank for Jack Martin right there. And
excellent vision.
ADC's kind of both farming up. YT Clax still has the gold, still has the XP lead on Furin right now. Maybe we look for a solo kill here for Clax.
As a scrimmer, I know when these guys aren't going to take fights. This is not happening. I don't think we have to cut across the duo lane until we see a jungler gank coming.
Oh, you a scrimmer? I didn't know that.
Oh, yeah, I scrim.
Oh, okay. Who do you scrim against?
Anyone that doesn't lock me, really. As much as I can get out there, I love being on the battleground, testing out some things for my upcoming set.
Oh, you have an upcoming set. Who do you play against?
I don't know. I don't look ahead. I let my captain decide. So.
Fair enough. Fair enough. That is a captain's job. Kind of a bit of a lull in the action right now. Neither team really looking at objectives as we're about 10 minutes in the game. Milo really looking for these neutral camps. They both get split.
Trying to pick off Efri. Getting him caught in the jungle with those Cabrakan walls, he can't get over them, so that could be an early pick. Clout not even having ult there, can still get more off this punish. Really good there from Bella to lock down Efri. Just getting caught there. I guess something we could talk about is, because I don't know much about it, the Cannoneers. Who does it give gold to? Is it doing Is it getting value right now? Or
I believe it gives gold to the person that has it.
not to the ally next to it?
Well, I don't really see him around his allies when he's clearing the wave, so I feel like he's just giving it to himself.
Providing gold to the nearest ally. Yeah,
Yeah.
nearest ally.
Hey, you're on the ball here, Chompy.
Yeah, fam. Yeah. So look, we can see some gold. Is it going towards them? Look, the Tsukiyomi's pretty low compared to the Agni, so I'm going to assume there's some gold help out here from the some helping out on the gold front from Bella there, putting himself not even behind actually, he's a level up, but trying to get Nan fed there as well. Now with Tsukiyomi having 2 items online, it could be dangerous once he gets those stacks.
And looking at those player damage numbers right now, Jack Martin ahead of the whole La Bomba team. That is, jeez, what a man. He has done more damage than anyone on the La Bomba team. And he is just chilling. He's going to be a problem late game.
Yeah, nice little solo kill from earlier on. This 4-7 scoreline definitely a lot closer than last game, so good to see Jack Martin still having that control, really. As you see, like a 2k gold lead, a much different game from last time, a lot more subdued, a lot more slowed down. They don't have this E-set ult to rip onto objectives early. And honestly, even Agni in mid, like if he uses all 3 bombs maybe, but the Zeus has way more objective damage without wasting as much of his actual team fight potential and things like that. So this roster just not as committed to the early force as the other one.
Sure, and I think it also comes down to how La Bomba are playing. I think there's actually some huge improvements off last game. You know, they're all trying to get their farm in, not trying to take too many unnecessary fights. And this is a Gold Fury pull here for Jack Martins. Doesn't look like La Bomba know. They haven't really got much vision on
Pyro
that side
themselves,
of the map.
simply. We're going for a trade here.
Oh, La Bomba have taken Pyro.
Yeah, so Bomba actually set up there first for the Pyroman, so they saw the gank over to Duo. Bella missing that Cabrakan ult onto the Rama roll. Good call out there from Clax to say they're over here. You guys can rip a Pyromancer, but also good from La Bomba to realise... sorry, not Bomba. For Jack Mines to realise once La Bomba were on the Pyromancer that they can rip the Gold Fury in return.
Yeah, Efri got to be careful here. It looks like he's #1 target for Jack Martins this game. And he will just walk away thanks to his amazing skill there. Jack Martin's unable
He really needs to get this cloak online. He really needs to get this cloak online. It is going to be a lot later than you need. You should probably... you kind of need those stacks early, and the fact that he hasn't got it by 13 minutes, or getting it at 13 minutes, means it's going to be a long haul here. Clout once again drifting over to the duo lane.
Oh, what's that? Is that Furin screaming for a gank? I think I just hear Furin screaming for a gank. That is Clout. Wait, Clout might get punished here in return.
Well, survive here. Wow,
Great
huge rotation from Milo.
Huge knock up from Milo.
Flax lives! Dude, that was actually really well played. Oh no. Oh no. That's why he's number
Xbox
1.
record that. Xbox
That's why he's number
record
1.
that. Furin with the double oon on
Dude,
Mikey
okay.
Claxon overdosed on Milo.
To be honest, both ADCs played that very well. I'm so upset for Clax because Clax baited so well. He got the roll off, so the ultimate was the execute on the ultimate was wasted. It was only the knock up. He did so well there to stay alive, aegising on landing so he couldn't get Hachiman ulted. Baiting for Milo to come in and just absolutely eat Cloud alive. That was lovely play. But then, oh, I don't know what happened there. Furin had his own Aegis up, and he's not number 1 for no reason.
Yeah, we can see why Furin has been a staple in the scene for many years, actually. I think he's probably been around for, what, 6 or 7 years by now. And he's just showing that experience on YT Klaxu. I believe he's only been around for the past couple years.
Yeah, no idea. I just know the power rankings off the back of my hand. I know them off by heart, and all I know is that Furin is number 1, and he's there for a reason, and he's earned it, and he's showing it right now. And that's what you get out of him. I mean, Clout T maybe throwing up a bit there, that ultimate a little early, and getting punished for it by Milo, who we've kind of established as kind of the hard carry for this Bomber team, really kind of controls the tempo for them, controls the match state for them. So it's good to see Milo getting involved as well, and Furin just... He's just too calm, too composed, and just knows how to clean it up.
Interesting for Chakra Demon. Dives tower, pops his Aegis.
Oh.
And he will pick up Nan in the end. An amazing Tsukuyomi one, but he's been walled in. He is being tremored. Cloud's here and he will chomp down that Chakra Demon. There's a 1-for-1 trade right now, and it's a green buff invade as well for Cloud.
Straight to the farm. Interesting from Nan. Maybe I'm sure he does know, but just for anyone watching who might not know, if you Aegis the shots of the Sucor, he actually doesn't teleport to you. So I didn't see if his Aegis wasn't up yet or not. As soon as I hear that ult, I would start trying to Aegis out the tick damages instead of trying to Aegis out the dash damage afterwards. I get that you wanted to try and get him under tower, but as we see, with a fully stacked Transcendence, a Tsukuyomi mid is just going to pop a mage like that.
I mean, it looked like he only hit one beam again. It didn't look like he hit the full ultimate on Nan. So maybe Nan wasn't too scared of the damage that it was going to do.
Well, we learned the hard way, didn't we? We're back in the fountain learning that Tsukuyomi with Transcendence and Jotuns does damage.
Oh, here we go again. There was a piercing moonlight, does a lot of damage this time, and Nan will get drowned out by overdosed on Milo, and there's
No Aegis.
What trade? Jack Martin doing what Jack Martin does best.
No
He's
Aegis, just absolutely punished by this Suku Hebo, but as we said, the solo laners were here to stay as well, and that Fenrir ult's very good at picking up those people when they don't have the beads online. What is...
Clack's got a trade there. Clout takes a spill to Clax. That is some phenomenal ADC work. I'm very impressed by the performance of Clax this set.
Yeah, maybe Roy was wrong putting him 8th on his tier list last season, because he's proving now that he's got what it takes to hang with the best, you know? But Jack Martin now here, no ultimate on this Fenrir, just going to have to wait for his runes to get back up to offer something there.
And it looks like it might be a gold Fury pull here for Jack Martins, and it might be a good opportunity for La Bomba to go for the Bomber. Looks like they're pathing towards it. Could be giving up gold for free.
Yeah, I think this is something we've really seen this game. The teams aren't really trying to go for both objectives. It's just when one team rips one, the other team rips the other one. But see if Jack Martin has anything to do with that. He's clearly picked up on the patterns and the signs. Maybe just go for this Hebo. As they do get the Pyromancer, who picks it up? RTO gets it. It's just looking like a trade there.
I kind of wish Milo picked up that bomb, because I have picked him in my fantasy team, and I think structure damage might have an impact on it.
We could die right now really quick by Cloud T chasing all the way down under tier 2, close to Phoenix. He's going to get away. Look, I honestly think they got stunned out on bomb there. I don't really think they had a choice on who got it. It looked like Dal tried dropping a combo, an ult 1 combo on it, and it looked like he got stunned on top of it.
I don't mind Effrey picking it up though, because he has actually been performing quite well this set. He's really been putting his life on the line for his teammates. We've seen him been able to get out of some really tough situations all by himself. And
Go solo.
it's like Ares Gamer YT has been rotated on by Cloud, but nothing really coming of it, as Effrey's here to back up his solo laner.
Yeah, just a cheeky little gank there from Cloud T, really trying to use this pen he's got online now with 2 items to try and punish this tier. Good ult from Jack Martin there to lock down Effrey. And yeah, just a nice little execute there from Cloud T. Pretty standard stuff. The tier now under tower with a full minion wave and 3 bearing down at him. He's just going to have to retreat there. Interesting blink. I don't think there was a lot of danger there. I don't think he had to blink away from that. But oof! Number 1 for a reason. Good jukes. Good jukes. Oh my god.
He's away.
Is there a higher position than number 1? This guy just deserves the world. Look at that. Just easy 2v1 fight there for him. Really knowing what to take and when to take it. Good use of the beads there, I'm going to assume, to get out of the Hebo knock-up and really get away from that ult. So, just, you know, veteran gameplay there. Number 1.
I really hope Sleepy is watching so he can update his power rankings after this set, because I think this is... Is this every game played after this one, or is there one more game?
I don't remember playing my game, but maybe I did. Maybe I'm just having a mental blank.
Okay, so I believe there is one more game. Oh, because I do think there's a stream possibly for tomorrow night as well. So I believe there'll be one more game tomorrow, and then the Sleepy power rankings will be up Monday night, I believe.
I look forward to them all week. I love it.
Set your reminder for Monday night, probably like 7 PM, I would assume. Sleepy will have his updated tier list, power ranking, whatever you like to call it, for everyone out.
And I know he's already number 1, but if he's not off the power rankings just so far up above for ADC. I'll be
Maybe they just
shocked.
put like a little space below him.
Oh, I would personally. But oh, Jack Martin gonna fall for it, but he's gonna get the pick there. Good little double there. They're actually just kind of running it down here while Furin split pushing. With Milo in mid lane as well, they're actually getting a lot of objectives off the map here, and they're keeping the pressure on here. No one could fall as well with these snipes, with the Tsukiyomi ult going through as well. They got a lot of minions here. They can keep pushing, but they might have to defend this left lane.
And La Bomba are actually bringing it to Jack Mines here. They're saying we're not giving up that easily. That's the 2 tier 1s and a tier 2 off the map. They're looking for a Phoenix as well. The Cowbell has been used to block some autos. I'm not too.
What is going on?
La Bomba,
What is going on?
they have got the bird.
What? Dude, this
I don't
is
know
a-
what I've just seen, to be honest.
I mean, we need to learn how to see. We need to take a sieging lesson
That
from
is
these guys because we couldn't do
commitment.
that.
And a half from La Bomba. They pick up the solo lane Phoenix in the end. They pick up the belly as well. 3 of them did die. But I've got to be screaming worth.
No, that's amazing for them. They've got a whole. They've got. I mean, it is the closest Phoenix to FG, and if they can't defend it here, it could be rough. But look, having a Phoenix off the board, really good for this team. I did not think they were this close into it. But looking at the gold difference, good from Efri as well, not to wait for the steal, and he's actually getting in there trying to force something. He's going to fall for it, but the more time he can waste, the better for this. Oh no, this is going to fall. Oh well. He gave it a red hot go. I actually rate the attempt.
And I do like the Jack Mines held it out, so all 5 members got the Fire Giant buff. They'll pick up the bomb as well on the way. And I'd like to see them just start taking the towers off the map and then head back to the Oni Fury. Maybe just wait on that so they can spend that gold and then use those Oni minions to push up.
Yeah, definitely. But the La Bomba team is here to defend now, so it is going to be. How many towers can they get? Oh no, Milo's in a bad spot here. The Hebo, only one thing to do is go in. Early Bs from Furin because he didn't go for the knockout. Maybe some mind games going on between the two after their last fight. Let's see if Klax can hit some snipes before he gets punished on landing. But no, this FG is looking too potent. Furin will fall. I'm going to assume that's down to his team letting him down, as he's the number 1 ADC. He would never get punished like that normally. So, but oh no, Efri just stepped up a little too far. The Cloud healed a little off the mark, but he still cleans up the kill nice and easy, and that is 4 dead now for La Bomba, just for the 1 ADC.
I think Jack Ryan's been taking Cloud to the gym, giving him some training tips because he just threw Efri in the air, no problems. That is some muscle there from Cloud T.
Yeah. Interesting though here, sorry to change subject, but it is only a tier to defend, but there is no ADC, so he actually could do some pretty decent work here, especially with Milo back alive. Now it looks like Cloud T can't really actually hit the Phoenix, and yeah, it's going to clean up a kill on better there. Having no ADC really punishing them here. If Milo can hit the 3... Oh, okay, never mind. If Milo can hit the... No, they got away. Good Bell ult there.
Oh, they've walked through the terrain to try and catch up. I think we got to report something there. It's suspect. Good
Meanwhile,
Hebo to try and close the gap. Oh. Paddy carpet a
Cloud
bit
T
late.
there. Just taking the tier 2 tower over there. So this Phoenix that they got... Look, they're getting some objectives off the map. I love this. They could fall back here to an Oni Fury as well. Really help them defend these Phoenixes for that extra wave. But yeah, just interesting from them to push. I know it is just a tier, but the Hebo was respawning and they had no ADC. So maybe the Phoenix core is a bit too soon. It is only normal FG, not the greatest. Obviously it does help, but I think it might be too early in the game to be going for those mid Phoenixes like that. Especially with those 5 comeback chests up. Like, look at that cleanup.
Yeah, but gold difference maybe about 4.5k in Jack Mine's favor, but the map state I think is all in La Bomba's favors. Nan is getting some huge damage off onto Klax here, and Bele will pick him off, but it ain't over yet. There's the rest of Jack Mines are here. Furin will pick up 1. Furin will pick up another. Bomba heading for the hills, and I think we're about to see Phoenix Siege Mark 2 for Jack Mines here. And I don't think they're gonna stop this time.
The Dublayoon for the number 1 there. Just massive damage from Agni bombs there with the Brackenolt just trapping them into danger. Nothing to really do while the number 1 just cleans you up. But still no Phoenix.
They're not opting for the siege. I think they're just going to say, Alright, let's wait for Fire Giant. Let's not mess it up. We've got our own Phoenix back up now. So the map state flips itself, and so it's in Jack Mine's favor instead.
Yep, Phoenix back up. Relic Dagger online. This tier has some movement speed to burn with the regrowth and the Relic Dagger. Let's see how much you can get in there and really cause up a ruckus.
Yeah, I've been a fan of the belly this game. I think if it wasn't for Jack Mine, I'd probably be shouting him out for MVP because he was just seeing him time and time again, just picking people out in the jungle, trapping them down, hard to see them until Ned can get there and just bomb them to death. He's been putting in a real shift on this Cabrakan.
Yeah, he's got the horrific, he's got the blink, he's looking to get aggressive, he's looking to cause some strife, cause some problems. That Cannoneer's getting that early gold as well. Really just a team player there, just putting himself to the wayside for his team to thrive.
Yeah, I do like that the Bomba are trying to split the map while FG is being done, and it will be secured for Jack Mines. Nan is known for being a good secure mid laner, and Jack Mine is just feasting on Clax right now. Nan will pick up the last hit, but La Bomba are going for the base race here. They're going for this dual lane bird as Jack Mines are just running it down mid as 5. They're only opting for the bird and not looking anywhere past that.
Wow.
Jack Mines will pick up the mid Phoenix. I'm kind of surprised. I thought they'd
Dude, they
go
should
for
have
the end there.
ended. They should have ended. 100%. Are you kidding me?
I think there was some end potential there from La Bomba, and it would also
Ares-
force Jack Mines back to base.
Ares Gamer was alive there. The tier could have held off while the three of them just got that tied, and I feel like I don't think the back was necessary. You're trying to fight into a Fire Giant team. I think now you're just giving up the loss, really, whereas if you went for the base race, you had a chance to compete for it. Jack Mine there falling down to Milo.
That is a huge kill for Milo, killing probably one of the best players in the league. I'd be putting that on my resume, on my CV, being like, yeah, I've killed Jack Mine. That, honestly, that'd get you hired as the Ballet will pick up Chakra Demon, who hasn't really had the best of sets. I do believe he's new to the leagues though, so maybe it's just a bit of inexperience showing as Tier's just gone and altered past everyone's window, not really looking for them. And it would just be a quick disengage from Jack Mines.
Yeah, I guess they're not really comfortable ending just yet in the 4v3. Those respawn timers for La Bomba, not the longest, so maybe just a bit more caution. You know, this is a proper league game. You know, you want to play to procedure, play to protocol. You don't want to really force the end when you don't have to and throw away a bad siege into a loss, similar to what we saw actually during relegations. You can just play it safe, play it secure, and get the win in due time.
Yeah, for sure. They knew that their carry Jack Mine was in the graves, so they weren't risking it without their 1v9 machine.
Yeah,
Will
build's
just-
almost online for everyone as well, so maybe just a cheeky back off. This next fire, probably going to be an EFG.
Honestly, I don't know if we make it to this next Fire Giant. I think Jack Mines are trying to position themselves in the jungle to look for a pick. And then they might just try and see it out straight away.
Yeah, look, honestly, looking across, the builds are close from both teams. They've got a lot of level 20s, just really Efri falling behind their level 15. Just too generous, maybe, a little too selfless, giving up so much to his team to put himself just behind. Jack Martin getting
Forcing the
aggressive.
beast there from Chakra Demon. And he will disengage, and it looks like YT Clax has been caught lacking. Good from the belly. Jack Martin blinks in, and it'll be Milo picking
one's
up
going
the
to help
first
him.
pick onto Nan.
No one's coming to help him. Fenrir is just going to eat him on landing, but actually takes the trade. Oh, Jack Martin just getting the jump off there.
Jack Martin stocks rising, and Milo will pick up the #1 ADC there. Clout and Bele aren't giving up. They're still committing. Chakra Demon has the ult. Top Ares game of YT will see off Clout T. And
Cripple. Oh, Chakra Demon
amazing
getting the
kills
trade.
onto Bele. This is a throw from Jack Martin. They've fallen apart. They've utterly capitulated.
we just talked about this. They didn't end because they didn't want to risk it. Bele just going to waste as much time as possible here. Maybe even try and die to... Oh, okay, I don't know what he's doing actually,
Yeah.
but...
Really good kill there from Efri onto the Bele. He's really showing that support dominance.
2 levels there in one fight there. Really good trade from Chakra to get the last hit onto Jack Martin before he falls there. Really making that fight. Look, honestly, that's the best thing for this La Bomba team to take. these random fights, just sporadic fights in the middle of nowhere. Their Titan stays up now. Their Phoenix is going to respawn, and this EFG is now on the table. Definitely interesting to see what they can do here. Nan back alive, number one back alive as well. Clouty about to jump back up as well. So this could be a 5v5 fire giant fight we go down to here.
Yeah, and I think that win for La Bomba all came down to overdose on Milo, picking up Nan extremely early in that fight. Nan didn't get to use any relics there. And the Agni bombs are just so much for this team comp. As FG has pulled for La Bomba. I think we're looking at a coin flip here, Chompy. I don't think
Fan of a coin flip.
I don't think there's much thought about going into this. Efri is really low. Tsukuyomi has turned up, and Klax is committing for it. And Jack might steal away the fire giant that is enhanced.
Criminal.
Oh no, La Bomba are running for the hills. It's all gone wrong for them. They have got their mid bird back up right now.
The left bird.
I don't know.
Kind of criminal. I don't even know who stole that because. Oh. There should be some secure on that. There's got to be some secure.
I think that might be like the third game in a row I've seen an FG steal.
Cloud just missed him the backing target right there.
Oh, Nana was one-shots Chakra Demon as he's running for the hills as Jack Martin will pick him up. Furin will pick up another one. Jack Martin just commanding his team to the win right now. Milo running for the hills. Cloud will get he-bolted and he dies! Cloud gets solo killed by Milo and he will walk away with it. And Fury will pick up one, but it won't be for nothing as Klax will trade him away. And it's kind of a 3-on-2 right now in Jack Martin's favor.
In these last two fights, the La Bomba support and solo have just been tanking up a storm. In the mid fight, they may have ditched their Rama, but they were peeling and just doing a bunch of damage for their Hebo. This fight, Hebo taking Cloud in the 1v1 off to the side. He's at that hyper carry potential. He's got his 4 ultimates online. Ares Gamer under that right Phoenix just baiting as much time as possible so Klax can pick up Furin there. They have EFG and they can't end just yet, but with that pickup there, cheeky little corner bait for the Fenrir to pick up the Hebo, but those respawn times are still too short for them to actually end.
Yeah, but good from Jack Mines though to stagger out the death timers. It means that La Bomba can't really try and get anything going right now. We see Fire Giant only on 3 members of Jack Mines. I'd assume they'd wait out for the next enhanced Fire Giant while sieging again. Yes, they got the mid lane and the dual lane Phoenixes that siege, but it didn't really go too well for them in the fight.
Yeah, I mean, it's also on the probably 2 most important characters are the ones to lose FG. I think it's really good for the jungler to have, so they can kind of split push, make it a 4-1, try and separate out the fight a bit. Also, on the ADC, of course, Furin being number 1, he probably knows something I don't, probably dying on purpose there. But, yeah, just maybe having to lay off a bit, though. Those 2 weakened Phoenixes did fall, so it is just the 1 Phoenix ahead of the Titan room. So even with the 3 Fire Giants, I think they can still maybe push in here and try and take the fight here.
Yeah, we see Jack Martin's just starting to position over to that solo side bird. Might be looking at a 5-man siege again because Cloud can't really handle the 1v1 against Overdose on Milo. He got soloed yet again in that siege.
And look, I once again really like what Bomba's doing. They have been on the back foot just in general. These bombs have backdoor protections, don't they? Does it do less damage if there's no minions in there? Maybe I'm crazy.
It does.
That's like the 6th one we've seen this game and it's driving me insane. Wait for the minions, please.
Alright, Bomb has gotten rid of the bird. That is all 3 done. The base wide open for La Bomba. This is kind of reminding me of the Hounds vs the Kings set the other day. So La Bomba still could have a chance here.
I have no idea what you're talking about. I do not watch SPL, but they have overstepped there. Jack Martin's looking for the... Oh, he had EFG. Good point. Sorry, Bella. Jack Martin's looking for that corner bait, really trying to pick them off as they come out of their base. But can Milo get the trade? He can, but I don't think it's worth it onto the Bracken. He really needs to be on that Clouty, Ao Kwang, or getting one of those hyper carries down. If he can live here, though, Jack Martin missing, but double blink there to catch him down, and Furin taking the one-on-one with the mid laner here. Base wide open. Honestly, I really like what La Bomba did. I think they were playing from behind a lot of this set, and I think they did really well, and I think against a team that's not so dominant, they could actually see some real success here.
Yeah, for sure. I'm really impressed with La Bomba there, but it wasn't quite enough to beat out Jack Mines as they take the set 2-0. Some really good stand-up performances from them, and they might be the ones to watch this season, Chomfy.
Look, there was a lot of positives from all 10 players on the field. I think all 10 of them really offered something good, and there's a lot to take away. I think a lot of notes for both teams, win or loss, to go off. Maybe a combat pause now to really go over the game and really analyze where it went wrong and where it went well for the respective teams. But yeah, honestly, a great set to watch. Both games, all 2 games of a complete set, you could say.
I'm just thinking about MVP now. Do we have an MVP vote potentially? I'm not
Look,
sure.
honestly, I think it's pretty tough to break out this team. I think Bella did have a very good game, but when you look at the KDs, obviously Furin, they're 14-4, doing a really good job. Clouty, even though he may have had some silly plays here or there or some pickups, he actually did dominate really well in the East set game. Had a lot of good early rotation. So it's a pretty hard vote for me to say. I don't actually know who would get MVP. I'd probably lean towards Bella.
Yeah, to be fair, I think Bele had a really good set. I think his stocks will be rising. And yeah, I don't really know because KD doesn't always represent how dominant a player is. Because in that game there, Jack Meyer was 5-4-10, but I thought he was running the show, in my opinion. He was just doing so much, hassling the backline all game, just being a menace. And in the first game as well on the Guan Yu, he was causing some issues. But yeah, I think Bele, Jack Mine, I don't know who to pick between those two.
We can't forget that in the first game, Clouty was 13-5 on that E set. I'm not going to join in the Jack Martin joke. I can't bring myself to do it. Nan as well, we haven't talked about him at all, but he was just Mr. Consistent throughout both games there. So, look, genuinely, I think even on obviously when you talk about MVP, we only talk about the winning team, but I think there's a lot of positives on the other side as well. I think Aries did well outside of the laning phase to really help out his team there. YT Klax was putting in a shift as well. Efri really selfless and really trying for his team. And, Chakra Demon as well with that Suku play in mid lane we saw going off. And, what can we say about Milo? He does everything.
I am so happy I picked Overdose on Milo for my fantasy team. I'm going to be raking in the points after that performance he just had. Honestly, I think as the weeks goes on, La Bomba is going to get even better and better. I think they'll be pushing in for one of those top 4 spots potentially.
Yeah, look, only time will tell, hey?
Now, has there been an MVP vote? If we
There
know,
has
has someone won it?
closed yet, but currently Furin is leading.
Currently, Furin is leading.
But there's only a few votes in it, so it could still sway. There's not too much time left.
To be fair, it is a hard one to call. I would be struggling with my vote as well.
I'm going to say everyone has votes but Clouty. We are seeing that now.
Yeah,
Clouty has 0 votes.
To be fair, that is expected. I thought Milo kind of had Clout's number in that second game. Yes, Clout kind of ran the show in the first game, but I don't know. The Quang didn't really do it for me in the second game.
Yeah, look, and that his finest showing. It's such a comfort god for him as well. Such a classic Clout T pick in the jungle. Maybe there was more to be desired. He does have 1 vote now, but we actually have Bella and Jack Martin pulling ahead. And Jack Martin, in the last second, took the final vote to get him over to MVP.
I'm honestly not surprised. Between Bella and Jack Martin, it was going to be one of them in my opinion. Now, is any of them around for an interview?
I am surprised.
We will see. Oh, we have got Jack Martin around for an interview. Hello, Jack Martin.
How's it going, boys?
Pretty good, pretty good. How does it feel starting off the league 2-0 in your first set?
I'm glad to be back. That's all I gotta say.
Good to see you back as well.
Thank
Solo
you.
kill at the start of both games. Very impressive from you.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't really have much to say about that. I don't know how it happened in game 2. I don't know if you guys saw. I know you didn't, but because I was watching while playing the game, it was pretty crazy. But yeah, I was like under 100 HP after buff clear, and somehow still got a solo kill. So I don't know how that happened, but it did.
It just shows how good of a player you are. And Chompy, you got anything to ask?
What was the Fenrir pick? Was it just based on the enemy team comp, or is this something you've been cooking up on the side? What really led you to that Furin pick, Fenrir pick?
Let me look at the comp. Actually, let me look at the screenshot. I think it was picked as a flex. I think it was in the top 3, and I think we were going to give it to Clout. But then after the Agni, and then I think after the the audio. I was like, I'll take it solo. Oh, that'll be fun. So yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I wanted to spice it up. I really hate the meta right now. I think it's really boring. And I said I'd pick Guan game one, top pick, just because when my team doesn't know what they want to pick, I'll just go a prior picked like top two, like top pick or top two. But I really hate Guan, Herc, Vamana meta right now. So I'm just spicing it up a little, keep it fresh.
Yeah, it's
You
completely.
sound like my solo laner.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
sucks.
we saw you got Sigil first in that second game. Is there a reason behind that? Has that like crept up the power rankings? Is that the most meta solo lane starter, or is it just preference?
I've been testing out some Death's Toll. I think it potentially has some viability, but I was just gonna be tanky. I just wanted to be tanky, and I was just trying to basically like my damage was so low that game. I was just trying to jump in, get a stun, and then ult. So I wanted to be as tanky as possible for that playstyle. So I couldn't be bothered going another starter. And what did I go game one? Untainted. Yeah, no. I think Sigil's really good. I think it's good when they have a lot of burst. And they had a Hebo that game, so
Fair.
Yeah,
fair.
they were stacking Sigil pretty quickly with Hebo, Tsuki.
I don't know if we're out of time. I've got another question to ask just really quick. I noticed no VTuber skins. Was that by choice? What was the thought process there? You didn't want to play any of the new skins you have in Smite game?
We've gone onto Cloud's PC and we've deleted those skins off of his computer so that he can't corrupt any more replays.
Ah, I see.
Yeah. He's been a fiend for them recently, only picking those gods in scrim so that he can play the skins. But yeah, not tonight.
Oh,
I know what gods I'm banning.
Wow.
I know what gods I'm banning.
Leaking scrims there, and I do believe that is all we have. Do you have any final shout outs, possibly?
Shout out ESET Jungle. That was awesome. That was so fun.
All right, well, thank you very much, Jay Better, for joining
It
us.
was potent.
Once again, congrats on the win.
Thank you. Good luck in your game. It's coming up soon, right? Is it tomorrow?
We might have to put a pause on that one.
We'll pause that and get back to you.
Yeah, we'll get back to
Alright,
that
on
one.
hold. All right.
Yeah.
Thanks, boys.
All right, no
Thank
problem.
you.
All right, I believe we're all done for tonight, right?
I've got no idea. I don't know
I-
what we do at this point.
I think we're all done. Now, I think there's a stream coming tomorrow night for the last game of the week.
Sure.
So look out for another stream tomorrow night potentially, and then the Sleepy Power rankings will be updated tomorrow as well, I've heard.
Love
so-
to hear it. Smite OCL on
Ah.
Twitch. Be there tomorrow, hey?
I do
Married
believe-
Men versus the Crusaders.
Yeah, that should be a really interesting game. I don't know who I would back to win that, to be honest. Maybe Crusaders? But I believe Dice Heart is here to round out the stream for us. Dice Heart, take it away.
Thank you very much for throwing it over to me there, Simply and Chompy. Thank you very much, guys, for taking care of that cast. Excellent job. Big shout out to Azriel, Lath, and Abs Pro for the first one as well. Azriel doing a great job on the camera tonight as well. So big shout outs there. Big shout outs to Xenomir as well as Gangster Sexy, putting together the picks and bands screens that we've got now, as well as all of our fantastic logos. If you're subbed to OCL, you can use some of the team logos now, which is very exciting. So get your Jacked Martins in the chat when you can. Thank you very much to everybody for watching as well. If you are interested and haven't, go and check out our socials when you get an opportunity. All the links in chat just there, or you can visit the OCL Discord to see our social media pages as well. Finally, please, if you have the capacity, go and check out our link there, or type !charity to go and have a look at our fight against motor neuron disease. Smite OCL are going to take the fight to that incredibly devastating condition, and we want to do everything we can to try to make people's lives easier. So please go and check that one out, and if you can, donate if you can afford it. Anything does help. Gentlemen, while you're here, any shout outs that you want to give before we go?
Shout out Burn Skins and the rules.
Jesus Christ.
That's all from me.
I hope you're aware that my whole night is shouting out band skins and the rules, right?
Oh yeah, I'm getting a 1 week ban. I feel it coming.
I was in my game during anyway, yo, the viewers just went up so much when you gave that shout out, bro. They know.
Yeah. I'm a man of the people.
You are a man of the people. All right, thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. We will look at doing a cast for the final week 1 game, hopefully tomorrow, depending on our casters. If you are interested in casting or helping out in any way, please get in contact with me or any of the other admins. We could use the help. For now, though, let's jump in the raid, and we will see you all in the next one.